What's up, y'all? Your boy QP, Heather Hertz, Nerds Rule the World, back for another week of entertainment picks, to close out the spooky month of Halloween. Although I think the spooky month can continue because there's already Christmas vacation, Christmas decorations up, and all of that, which infiltrated into our spooky season time. So if Christmas can come over into our spooky month, I think we can push it out even more so. What do you think?
You know, I celebrate Halloween 365 days a year, so I don't. Goth life, y'all. Goth life.
I love it. Goth life. Let's go. We're celebrating the last week of the spooky month of October, Halloween. Make sure you hit up that Spirit Halloween before it closes down for another batch of time, and then open back up again. And when does it open up now? Because that is extended out, which is fine by me.
It depends on where you are, and also it depends
true.
on if they're actually closing. Remember, there are going to be 10 Spirit Halloweens that are going to stay open and become Spirit Christmases after November 1st.
I saw that.
Which is Spirit, you distress me. But not disappoint, you distress me.
I love that.
Depending on where you are and how popular the area is. So like here in Northern Virginia, we are a pretty crowded suburban area. So we have some of our Spirit Halloweens open like mid-August to end of August. But a majority of them usually open sometime between the beginning of September and the middle of September. So
yeah,
I've been
disappointed with Spirit Halloween this year. I think I told you on a previous weekly, it opened up in the mall this year, and I maybe went once.
But you didn't go to the one in Tyson's yet. I told you to go.
No, I didn't. Unfortunately, no.
You have to go to the Tyson's one.
But I'm just disappointed. I used to hit up multiple Spirit Halloweens every year, and the one that I went to, and actually, I didn't hit up any others because I just didn't find myself out and about as much as I usually am, and yeah, that's unfortunate. But like, a lot of them were beyond like my own. We're put in like these weird locations and malls, and a lot of them aren't having all the outside decoration type stuff, which I like to buy. I like to buy the animatronic stuff and all that, and get cool like decoration type stuff. And yeah, a little letdown.
They've got a bunch, including a really creepy pervy clown.
The pickings are slim though. Yeah. I want a Terrifier costume too, by the way, because of the Terrifier stuff. I know they were pushing that.
His costume sold out this year.
Oh, it is sold out. Yeah, I knew it. I knew I was going to miss out. I got it even online.
You probably get it somewhere, but from the numbers perspective, his costume sold out. So like that's really cool. That's congrats to the Terrifier team. I think this is the first year his costume sold out. So like that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. But now, like, for me on the side, that collector market is going to be like, they're going to jack up the prices on your boy.
I don't understand.
I try to find it.
I worked in collectorship. Still technically do. I support people in the collector's fields. I do not understand speculation. I don't get it. Get stuff for yourself. Now, do I totally buy shit that I collect, and do I spend too much money on some stuff that I absolutely don't have? Yes, I do. But why are we spending this much money on goddamn Halloween costumes? You literally wear them once a year. You don't need to speculate for money because people aren't buying. Honestly, and I mean, I am saying this as someone who absolutely loves Halloween. Halloween costumes today are garbage.
That is very true.
They are too expensive and they are garbage. There were costumes when we were kids, and Kuya P is noticeably older than me, but
I love it. I love it. Go ahead.
When it comes down to it, like I would say even as late as like the mid 2000s, you could honestly get through costumes a couple of years in a row. Or if you wanted to wear them to like multiple parties in one year, you could. I have gone in and I've spent $60 on a costume. And honestly, this is why I haven't bought anything other than that little ghost, like a poncho in the past several years. I went one year and I got like a $65 costume. It literally ripped while I was wearing it for the first time. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. There's no point in it. Stop freaking speculating. Stop. Let kids enjoy the costumes. Wear the costumes if you want to. If you're not going to wear it, just don't buy it. Let
Yeah.
Spirit Halloween. It's also waste. It's also immense waste.
Yeah.
So anyway,
No
off my high
worries.
horse.
This is why I buy like after when this stuff go on sale a little bit for the next year, because I like to keep a costume closet as a creative, as a filmmaker, and I used to throw parties pre-pandemic and would love to have just that stuff on file for any skits that we would film or just in general. And because I also love to, like, as you know, I love to decorate and I want to put, the stuff things, put the costumes on the stuff things I'm putting out on the lawn, and yeah. And also, I really wanted a Terrifier mask. I know they made a sweet Terrifier mask this year because you can't see it. It's like off camera, but I have 2 shelves with like Pennywise, Leatherface, Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers, Jason, a whole row of zombies. Like, yeah. So like I wanted to put Terrifier up there now. And so like the secondary market is gonna kill me, but I'll look around, I'll shop around, but I know they're gonna
You'll get it.
get an arm and a leg on my behind. But anyway, people are like, why are we talking other stuff? Supposed to be talking entertainment picks. But hey, we're closing out the spooky season, y'all. And Heather and I love the spooky season. And you've infiltrated our spooky season with Christmas and all other kind of shenanigans. So if we're going to take a little bit of time to celebrate the spooky season, we're going to do it. So, but we're done now. So we'll get to the picks. And none of these picks, unfortunately, to another point Heather and I were talking about before we got going, no real spooky film to close out the month. I don't know what is up with that. Like, Heather, what is going on?
I don't know. It's not that we haven't had a fun month. Yeah. It's just, and it's not like to make this point, and I'm going to talk about this very awkward moment I had because one of the things I'm hoping is on the picks for Kuya P. By the way, we're doing this a week early, so if we get caught up, we apologize. But it's one of those where it's not that we haven't had great indie horror that's come out, because Kuya P and I have been lucky enough that we got a couple of small films that we've gotten to and we've been able to enjoy. But it's almost like they did everything too early. Like, we had a great August of horror. We had a pretty decent September. And then they're like, you know what? Shudder subscriptions are going to go up. Let's not make any new movies because Shudder will be fine. Like, they'll take care of us. It feels we're already having a hard enough time getting into the spooky season spirit. And honestly, movies usually help get you there. I feel like we're missing multiple pieces of that puzzle.
Agreed. So any filmmakers, filmmakers, producers, people with the big money bags next year, we're looking at you. We want some Halloween centric, spooky season horror, thriller centric type projects for us to like push during this month that we celebrate the spooky times.
And right? Halloween movies, not Christmas movies dressed as Halloween movies.
That point.
Terrifier.
All right, let's kick us off because we will be the judge, jury, and executioner of all of that. We're going to head to juror number 2 for our first film out the gate. It's called literally Juror Number 2. Here we go.
Terrible segue.
It was last October. It was raining, and I hit something. I got out the car and I looked around. I checked, I didn't see anything, and I figured it was a deer that ran off.
Okay, what's the problem?
I got called for jury duty. The Kendall Carter case?
1 year ago, on October 25th, the defendant, James Scythe, and his then girlfriend, Kendall Carter, they had a fight. And he's gonna pay for what he did.
What are you telling me?
Maybe I didn't hit a deer.
Let me just ask you one thing. Did you guys ever look at any other suspect? You know what to do.
All right. Wow. Well, really well done trailer. This is my first time seeing this one. We didn't do a react to this before, so I think really well done. How did it get you, Heather?
Very, I know what you did last summer vibes. I honestly thought for a second it was going to be like a remake, like the way that they were kind of like the way the trailer was kind of going.
Yeah.
Interesting. I think there's going to be a lot of like real reflective points about how the legal system actually, the legal and the justice system actually reviews and figures out cases. There are many times where the first suspect becomes the only suspect because there is an assumption that no one else could have done it. And there are many people that have, lost their lives within the justice system for this exact reason. So this is either going to be like a really interesting, like kind of thriller kind of movie, or it's going to be really hard hitting in like some of the hard ways that need to be shown.
Crazy. It's just my I don't know if you saw, my mouth just went ajar when it was revealed that he hit. Like, what? Like,
or we think he is. We think it could have been someone else entirely. So
yeah, like you got to step down, dog, and tell. Like, what? Crazy. So I'm all very intrigued. Again, this is you're getting a genuine reaction. We try to save our reactions for our trailer reacts. But this kind of film kind of came out of left field, to be honest, out of nowhere. We may be screening it. I think I saw that, and that's why it's on my radar, beyond just looking at what we were going to talk about for this week. But so stay tuned. But I'm very intrigued on that one, and all of the people involved with that as well. So juror number 2, y'all. Sorry to be a pain, but I'm going to give you a real pain with Searchlight Pictures as my next pick, and I'm just messing up the segues for Heather right now. I think we did do a reaction together on this one. No, you didn't do a reaction with me on this one, a real pain?
Well, so half the time I'm really bad with names, so half the time I do this shit, I'm like, I know, and then I'll be like, yeah, play it and we'll see. I'll probably recognize it when we do it.
Yeah,
so
and the only laughter I'll say right now is what you're getting right now, because this is an emotional heavy hitter. I actually had the opportunity to screen this one for a press conference that I recently attended for CCA. Very good film, but let's check out the trailer. Here we go.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
Boner
is not available.
Hey, Benji, I just got to the airport. I really hope you left already. Oh, God, you made it.
What's up, cuz? I got some good shit from when we land.
Wait, you're not, like, taking weed into Poland, are you?
Oh, yeah.
Benji?
They don't give a shit about that stuff, man.
I think they very much do give a shit about that.
Oh, yeah.
We get high in backseats of cars.
Davers and I are cousins. We used to be joined at the hip. Our grandma was from here, so Dave arranged for us to join this geriatric Polish tour with you fine people.
That's the way we get by.
I really needed this, man. And I know that it's tough for you to leave your boy.
The way we get by.
I don't really have anything going on.
I know it's been a tough few months for you, so...
I also want to say that I know you're not the most comfortable person with people.
I'm not?
No. Does it look real?
Well, they're twice the size of you in metal, so...
You sure you don't want to come up here?
I'm good.
Can you take my picture?
That's what I'm talking about. Marcia!
Thank you, David.
But it's amazing that you're here, putting yourself out there so boldly for me.
Thank you, man.
Let's go smoke a joint.
Word of warning, this will be a tour about Penn.
Our grandmother and Benji were super close.
I mean, she was the coolest. I've just been in a real funk, I guess, since she died. Just haven't,
You're looking back at the horrors of your family history.
We completely cut ourselves off from anyone else's true pain.
Why are you doing this?
Oh, man, you used to, feel everything.
Obviously, there are triggers along the way.
We're not at the right station.
And you didn't wake me up.
Oh, you were having such a good nap, dude.
Jesus
you were like,
Christ, you're on a tour group with
I know, I just
people.
didn't have the heart to wake you up.
Has he always been like this?
I love him, and I hate him,
What the flying jeez?
and I want to be him.
You used to cry about everything.
Yeah, it was awful. Who wants to cry about everything?
We're on a Holocaust tour. If now is not the time to grieve, I don't know what to tell you.
Woo! That line gets me every time. Right. Let me correct myself. You will be laughing. I think I said you wouldn't be, because I just was remembering the emotional parts of my vibes after watching the film. Bring tissues. It's a beautiful film. It's a sweet film, and Kieran Culkin, amazing, like just brilliant in this, as the brother to Jesse Eisenberg, who Jesse Eisenberg, is also the director on this, is like his debut directing. He also wrote this film, just powerful of story about family, friendship, brotherhood, and also our Jewish Americans like yourself, Heather, connecting with the past and moving on after death, and just outstanding film. And Heather's gonna say, you always say this, one of the year's best. I can't think of anything that needed to be fixed with this film. It was beautiful all the way throughout. And and also, again, that quote sums it perfectly in there. It's okay to not be okay. And how Kieran commands this role, and just how he's grieving, but also being himself, and just everything that he's experiencing post the death of this family member, and then going on this journey with his brother and reconnecting. It's just outstanding. Great film, and Kieran Culkin kills it. What do you think, Heather? A real pain. I know I can be a pain.
So I don't think you and I did this to start. I don't think you and I did that.
Okay.
You might have done this with the other team.
Okay.
But I have seen this trailer. My husband's a huge Kieran Culkin fan.
Oh, he will love this then. Love it.
He's so excited for this movie. He's definitely, Macaulay, you were a child of my childhood. You were the star of my childhood. Honey, your brother got you hard, and sorry you ain't got that talent. I'm going to say it. I am putting all of it out there. Kieran's got that. Kieran's got it. Also, Macaulay is kind of a jackass. So we're going to just go there. I'm just going to say that. Though, to be fair, no one deserved the shit that his parents gave him. So, anyway, I'm very interested. This movie looks really fun. This movie looks really sweet. This is definitely one that's going to hit, people of my heritage a little bit more difficult, more touching. A lot of people who have a heritage of some sort that goes back to some sort of trauma, regularly make pilgrimages to where those traumas were, so that we could get past it, so we could get over it. Which is interesting, because a lot of people who actually, the descendants of those people who did the atrocities, are usually the last ones to get there. And so taking our trauma and owning it is one of the hardest things to do. And it's one thing that a lot of people do. I do plan on doing that one day, going back to see where members of my family did actually die. But it looks sweet. It looks cute. It also looks like one of those types of movies that can take, that won't take itself too seriously when it comes to hard matters. Sometimes not having a hard line of emotions allows you to accept the story a little easier. Remember, this is reality with being fantasy at the same time. It's an escape, but it's also true. And it looks interesting. It looks very cute. I'm definitely interested to see it. I'm very excited. And my husband is just, the moment the trailer hit, he was just like, I'm seeing this 10 times. I love it. So
yes, great film. Hits on all levels, and Kieran Culkin, well deserving, I would say, and I'm on a bunch of committees, of a nomination for acting in this. Well done. And again, Jesse Eisenberg, that brother, man, the writing in this, having all the dual hats that he had for this, writing, directing, and also starring in it, is along with Kieran, just amazing. Highly recommend, y'all. To close us out, another film that I'm sure is going to hit on some emotional levels. Although I haven't seen it yet, I'll be actually screening it as of this recording next week with my pal, Heather. And it's based off of a little comic-y book, because y'all know we about the comic-y stuff. A little graphic novel. It's called Here. Here we go, from Sony.
Hey, Dad. Like you to meet Margaret.
Nice to meet you, Margaret.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Young.
Time sure does fly, doesn't it?
Sure does.
Take a straight and stronger course to the corner of your life. Make the White Queen run so fast. She hasn't got time to make you.
want to be.
You know, if you like, you could spend the rest of the night here.
I could spend the rest of my life here.
This was our home. We lived here.
All right, there you go. Here. How excited are you for this, Heather?
I am very excited. I loved the Richard McGuire novel that this is based off of. I only recently learned that it was actually based off of his original draft. I didn't know that he actually did a 6-page comic on it. So I was going to make the comment that, this is actually, it's a comic book movie, because I'm the one that caught that the first time. Go watch our reaction to this, where I freaked the fuck out when I realized what this movie was. I love this book, but I only recently learned that he actually, the way that he started this story was in a 6-page comic book that he wrote in 1989. And basically what happened is between 1990 and 2012, I think is when he actually finished it. He created a 300-page book with over 3 million years of history in it. It's one exact spot, and it's a beautiful, gorgeous book. I sold far too many copies of it because I fell desperately in love with it. As we've said on this channel many times, it's not easy for me, especially, to get to a lot of these screenings because of how far they are. They're far enough away from Kuya P. It's an add 30 to 45 minutes from me from that. So. But I want to take the time to go see this movie because the book was so beautiful and it was so touching, and it was very little words. It is nothing but these gorgeous paintings about this one spot in time, and how that one spot can be something to a million different people, to a million different creatures. And it's just really pretty, and I'm very, very excited for this movie. So
definitely. I think you said it all. I can't wait, Heather. Just all the hype and everything, and the people involved with it from a production standpoint. Robert Zemeckis, Tom Hanks, just everybody there. I'm forgetting names, but I cannot wait. Looking forward to it. And there you go, y'all. Those are our picks to close us out for October. Again, nothing spooky in there, but definitely films you should take a look at. Definitely will bring you some entertainment. Juror number 2, A Real Pain. I'm becoming a pain. And Here. What do you think, Heather? Am I up, down, left, right, north, south, east, west?
You're up, but I can't believe you didn't include The Gutter in this list.
Oh my gosh, that's because I'm focused on everything else that we got to do. I thought it was also. I also didn't look at the timeline of what was scheduled, and that wasn't there.
Okay. So
I blame whatever the picks, because they shuffle things around.
Yeah.
So it is dropping the week of this week.
Yeah. So November 1st, for y'all. I did have a wonderful chance to talk to Isaiah and Yasser. I keep saying his name wrong. I'm so sorry. Lester, who were the writers. Yasser was the writer, who I have a major apology to. I'll talk about that in a second. And him and his brother Isaiah were the directors of this film called The Gutter, which is a bowling comedy, which is really, really funny, and it stars Darcy Carden from The Good Place, and of course it also stars Shamik Moore, who is Spiderman. He's motherfucking Spiderman.
Across and Beyond the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, and he's just so. We didn't have the trailer here, but definitely check out my review in which I played the best dumbass white girl that I could ever do. And I really love this movie so much. And there was something that threw me off during the interview. And so I made a couple of very novice mistakes, and I apologize, but I felt like the interview went well. And I really loved the passion and the love in the room. Just to tag in real quick, because one of the things that we got to talk about at the end, they actually asked me a question in response. And one of the things I said to them was, when you have an opportunity to talk in interviews, you get to see passion in even the most mediocre film. And I did clarify, their movie is not mediocre. The Gutter This is straight up. I know that Kuya P would have put it on his list if he had it, because he's literally been sending me quotes via text message. I know how much he loves this movie. And I was just like, not y'all's, but even the most mediocre film, when you get to talk to these creatives and you see the passion and you see the love and you see the caring, that it is nothing. The interview is nothing but a love fest. It changes your perspective of how a movie is made and what that movie is and how you critique it. So if you wanted just a moment where you really just see some really passionate creatives talk about something that they did out of love and support, definitely check out my interview for The Gutter. But yes, including The Gutter, I think even though it's not a spoopy week like we want, I think it's a pretty good solid week. So
awesome. Thank you, Heather. And I just want to again follow up with Heather as well. As she said, if I knew, because again, they shift things around in what I was looking at before we got going, I would have included Gutter as a fourth pick, because sometimes I do a fourth pick because it's phenomenal. It reminded me of like Dumb and Dumber, and Dumb and Dumber is a classic. It's a comedy classic, and it had all of those tones. It didn't take itself seriously. It's hilarious. Shamik Moore, man, he's freaking Spider-Man, and he shows he has range. He could do comedy, kills it in this. Darcy Carden, brilliant. Like Heather said, A Good Place, A League of Their Own, phenomenal. And then the writing directing team, I cannot wait to see what they're gonna do next. Like, this was hilarious. This was funny. And Heather is just, like I said, she's one of the good whites like John Cena, not the bad whites like Sean King. So,
but we all have our moments, and we all have to put on our listening ears, and we all have to do the right thing. And I was a dumbass and did some dumbass things, so I apologize for that. I'm going to say that.
You're one of the good whites, Heather. You're one of the good whites. There's got so many quotables, y'all. It's hilarious. Just a great, funny film that will just put a smiley face. There's little moments like when that, like the John Cena comment joke. I literally, if I had food in my mouth, was spitting. Like, what? Like, no, they did just not just say that. Like, no, they just not to say that in every moment.
Kuya P is not the type of person that just texts me quotes. He's not. I have texted him quotes of stuff that I like, and he'll be like, ha, or something like that. But he's never texted me a quote and it was more than one. It was more than one quote. So just to say, consider it a magical ad here at the end. So
there you go, y'all. Shout out to the team on The Gutter. Check out Heather's interviews with that cast. And also there's a bunch of interviews you're going to see very soon up on our channel that Heather put together. A bunch that, Heather and I put in at work. So go check it out and go check out these picks that we brought to y'all. Let us know what you think. Hit us up in the comments if there's anything we miss. Let us know, and we'll go check it out and see what we can't do to get more people talking about it. But there you go. Heather Hurt, your boy Kuya P, nerds rule the world.